Hi everyone, Maria Tyler here. Today we're going to be looking at restating the Statement of Changes in Equity. So what's the point? It's to split up our comprehensive income portion in our Statement of Changes in Equity into operating and financing. So the whole point of restating all of our financial statements is to separate operating items from financing items. So every statement that we go through and restate will be restated in terms of operating and financing. So in the Statement of Changes in Equity, it's the easiest one to do because there's actually not that many items to restate, i.e. to classify into O and F. The transactions with shareholders pretty much stay the same as they are. Your profit, you don't need to split up because we do that when we restate the income statements. But your items of comprehensive income do need to be split up. And again, I mentioned this when I was in the video that I went through entering the financial statements in. So if your company's just put one balance in for comprehensive income, you need to go back through using your income statement and list out those items of comprehensive income so you can actually split them into O and F. So tips, make sure that you do have the opening and closing balance just like you did with the original Statement of Changes in Equity. Make sure that it's fully linked. You must link all of your restated financial statements actually, not just this one, must be linked back to your original financials. There are a couple of checks that you can do, again, which is the same checks as that in the original financials. Check that your comprehensive income matches to that in the income statement. And once we split that comprehensive income into operating and financing, you can also later on check that the operating comprehensive income and the financing comprehensive income components match to that in your income statements as well. Because in your income statements, guess what? You have to separate comprehensive income into O and F as well. So 2 checks there. And also double check that your equity still matches the closing figure for equity in your balance sheet. Okay, so Martin covers restating the Statement of Changes in Equity in your study guide. Chapter 4, pages 8 to 10. Just quickly flick there. Page 8. All right. So the theory behind it is on page 8. Page 9, you can see Ryman Healthcare's original Statement of Changes in Equity, and then Martin has restated that Statement of Changes in Equity here. And the main difference you'll notice is actually the CI, so the comprehensive income. So you've still got the opening balance and the profit just listed there. And then these items here, Martin's classified into O and F, and then the transactions with shareholders stays the same. So opening balance, profit is still listed. O and F, so CI, so comprehensive income is split into O and F. Then we have the transactions with shareholders and the closing balance. So Wesfarmers is exactly the same. I'm going to start with my original spreadsheet. So opening balance and net profit are going to be exactly the same as they were. I'm going to be able to split up these items here. Don't classify your totals, just like with the original financials when we were entering them in. We don't put any figures for headings, and we don't type in figures for totals. We use formulas to check that we've entered the individual items in correctly. So again, we can just simply link back for most of this. The only items we have to split into O and F are the comprehensive income items. So that's the whole point of it. And then our transactions with shareholders simply stay the same. So this is the way you can set it out. This is the set out. Have an opening balance, simply just link back to your original financials. Profit, simply link back to your original financials. We'll split the revenue and expenses later on when we restate the income statement. So just list this as a total for now. Split your CI. So I mentioned with the previous video, if your company lists comprehensive income just as a total, you need to go back and identify individual items that comprise that total so that you can actually split them now. So hopefully you've already done that. If not, do it now. Simply list your transactions with shareholders, link back to your original financials, and again, your closing balance, I would just recheck it. So you can, some students link back to their original financials, but it doesn't really tell if you've done this section right. So this is the whole point. It's a very easy statement to do, so I'll just show you now. Click in the restated financials and the Statement of Movements in Equity. So I'm going to simply link back to this. So equals, click in here, my opening balance, and I can simply fill that down. Now I want to fill without formatting, so it'll keep my original format. So again, I'll simply want to link back my opening balance here. And now, actually I could just do this. and fill without formatting. Okay, so that simply just links to my original financials. Now I'm going to put a heading in because I want to separate my operating comprehensive income, and I'm going to go through and classify these items as O and F. So this is really interesting. This is where you start to show your understanding of what's operating and what's financing. And you'll have different items than I do for Wesfarmers, so it's important that you go through your individual items and you classify them either as operating or financing. And if you don't know, find out. Do some research, discuss it with your peers. Remember, we're all learning together, so we're learning in a social environment. Use those online forms of interaction, or if you're in a class, use your face-to-face class time, and figure out what is what's an operating item, what's a financing item. And this is all the stuff you can be documenting, because remember, there is the theory component as well. So I like to put a little O and F next to my original financials, just so when I'm restating it, I'm not confused. So my exchange differences on foreign operations and my exchange differences recognised from the disposal of foreign subsidiaries, I classify them to do with my operating activities of my company. This one's fairly easy because it tells me it's financial assets, so I'm going to classify that as F. My cash flow hedges I'm classifying as operating. My cash flow hedges are to do with Wesfarmers operational. Now, you'll have to have a look at your company's cash flow hedges. A lot of companies do use cash flow hedges for a number of reasons, but it might be to do with a financing purpose. So have a look through the notes in your financials just to make sure what are they using that cash flow hedge for. In Wesfarmers' case, it's operating. And defined benefit plans to do with their employees, so that's also operating. So I've really only got one item of financial comprehensive income. The rest of my items, all the other four, are operating. So now when I put them under this heading, I'll just take off the bold on that one. This is a heading, I'll bold and underline that. So now I'm just going to link my four items. So 1, I'll do them individually, 2, 3, and 4. I've only got 4, so I'm just going to link them individually. That wasn't so hard. And link the figures individually as well. 2, this one here, and this one here. Okay, so they're my 4 items. Just fill my, because I've linked it, I can just fill it across nice and easy. Okay, put a total in, put total operating comprehensive income. Now this is important that I put a total in here, because when I do my restated income statement, I'm actually going to check, because in my restated income statement, I'm also going to split comprehensive income into O and F. So I can check that my O, my operating comprehensive income, in my income statements later on, matches this line here. So that's why I'd like to do a little total here. Let's italicize that. Okay. Now I'll put a heading in, call it financial comprehensive income. I only have one item, so just link my one item through. Link the figures through. There's only one actually in the 2014 year. All that just for one figure. It's alright. Total financial comprehensive income. Still linked it, even though there's one line. Oops. Trying to underline. Alright. So, and that's it. That's the hardest part done. So I've done a total for my operating comprehensive income and my financial comprehensive income. Now I can also put a total here, just call it total CI, which is my operating plus financing. This is just more so for a check. So when I actually do my overall comprehensive income, I can just check that it does add to this line here. So 18, 78, 192 and 17. Yep, and it does. Okay, now I'm going to put another heading in. So you can see this is actually I'm moving through quite quick. I put my opening balance in, I put my profit in, they would just simply link to my original financials. I split my CI using O and F down the side, and now I'm listing my transactions with shareholders. And again, simply just linking these to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So because they're actually all the same, let me just insert a couple lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, that'll do. Let's fill this down right till about here. Do a bit of formatting. Oops, undo that. Okay. And again, just linking it back. I'm literally just linking my transactions with shareholders across and down to there. Fill without formatting. I'm going to keep my original formatting. Now my closing balance, I could link it, but I just want to check that I've included all items. So I could link it back to my originals, but a better thing to do would actually be just to link it through here. So I'll just start with my opening balance, plus my profit, plus my total comprehensive income, plus the sum of my transactions with shareholders. And just fill that across. This is just a little check that I'm doing, really, more than anything. And I'll just check that these figures here, so 23941 matches here, 23941, 22949, 24781 and 25987, which they do. And that's it. That's my restated statement of changes in equity. So if you follow these little tips and you follow my method, hopefully yours will also balance first go. See you for restating the balance sheet now.